Hey everybody, welcome back to another 1990 Mazda Miata video. Well, this week I received my spoiler that I ordered from eBay, and you can find these all over eBay, Amazon, pretty much everywhere. They average about $125 to $130. Well, this one came yesterday and it's just sitting on here. Took it out of the packaging, and I'm going to go ahead and scuff and prime and paint this to match the color of the body. So let's get started. Okay, out here in my elaborate paint booth, I'm gonna give this a coat of adhesion promoter, and I'm gonna paint everything except for, this is the underside. I'm gonna leave this unpainted so the mating surface to the car will accept the 3M double-sided tape a little better. Anyway, you won't see it. So I'm just gonna, these are the bottom edges. These will be visible when you open the trunk. So I'm gonna do those, let it dry, then flip it over and do the top side. And this stuff does dry very quickly. All right, well, the primer is dry and it doesn't really look any different. That adhesion promoter, like I said, does dry very fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut in the edges of this. I'm going to give a couple coats of the same color red that I've been using on the car. This Rust-Oleum acrylic enamel for automotive, simply called Red, available from Home Depot, Lowe's, or online. I'm going to go ahead and give the edges a coat. I'll set this in the sun and let it dry. Okay, well, I got a little carried away, ended up painting this whole thing and doing some clear coat. And it still needs to dry. I'm gonna let this thing cure for a day or two before I buff it and then install it on the car. It's nice and glossy, but there's a lot of nibs and dust in the paint, so it's kind of what you get with a garage paint job. So we'll fast forward a couple days. Well, here it is the next day, and this is pretty much dried, cured, and it's just sitting on top of the car. I like the way it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and wet sand and polish this because it's just full of dust nibs and little pieces of fuzz and stuff like that. But that'll all come out with some nice polishing. It'll end up matching the rest of the car. So I think I'm gonna sand it and then mount it to the car. So I will have some leverage with the buffer on top. So that'll be the next step. Back here in the garage, I think I'm gonna start with some 1500 grit. And then I've got some 2000 grit in here, which I'll end up with that, and then I'll polish it. But I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm not gonna do the front of this. There's no really practical way. Well, maybe some flat surfaces, but it's not too bad. A little bit of orange peel, but nothing I can't live with. But the top surface, like I said, is definitely full of dust. So I'm gonna lightly sand that and go from there. Welcome back. It's the next day, and I got this thing all wet sanded and buffed, and it's not perfect, but it is way better than it was. No more trash in the surface. It's nice and smooth. It definitely matches the rest of the car, which is, not 100% perfect, but good enough, I guess we'll call it. I'm happy with it. So I think I'm ready to go ahead and install this thing. This particular spoiler came with this, looks like this no-name brand tape. I don't think it's 3M, that's for sure. I'm gonna try this. If I don't think it's sticky enough, I definitely have some 3M tape that I can use. So I guess I'll turn this over and lay it out, and then we'll install it. 3 rows of this tape all the way across here. And I'm not sure how this stuff will be, if it's gonna be sticky or not. I guess time will tell. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on, and if I find that it's not gonna work, I'll just pop it off and put some of the much better stuff on. I have this, so I guess I'll try to use it. Probably be a mistake, but only wasting time. I'm gonna peel this off, all of these release strips right here, and I know exactly where to place this, so I'm gonna stick it down in one shot. Wish me luck. It's installed, and with the exception of a couple fingerprints on the top here, it actually fits pretty well and looks pretty good. So I guess time will tell if this tape is gonna hold, but it seems like it's pretty sturdy right now. I'm not gonna pull up on it. Supposedly this tape takes, I don't know, an hour or two to really kind of take hold, but from what I can tell, it's nice and sturdy. So it's a little damp outside right now, so I'm gonna leave this in the garage where it's a little warmer and drier. But the next time you see this, you'll get the full picture. So stay tuned. Well, it's been about a week, and here is the finished product. I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. I definitely prefer this body color. I know a lot of people like to leave this black, and that's fine, but for me, I like the fact that it kind of blends in. I also spent a long time wet sanding and buffing the car's finish, and I'm definitely pretty happy with the way that turned out. Did the whole car, all the panels, a lot of work. A lot of work to wet sand and then buff. And the car isn't perfect. There's a lot of imperfections that I never really fixed when I first painted the car, and that's okay. This is a driver. I don't feel bad leaving this in a parking lot while I run into the store. But as far as the spoiler goes, got that on eBay, very easy to find, and that'll pretty much do it for the exterior. I will probably do something with the suspension, maybe some different wheels and tires, but for right now, I'm just gonna enjoy the car the way it is. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think of the spoiler. Until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.